Good Monday morning to you. The time now is 9:59 a.m. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale. We hope you had a great weekend and are starting the week off right. Today is the first official day of fall. Hard to believe, but it definitely feels more fall-like out there. And just want to introduce our special guest this morning. We have Elaine Ramsayer. She's the general manager of Long Branch Cafe and Bakery, and she joins us in studio this morning. Good morning, Elaine.
Good morning, Amy. Thank you for having me.
Excited to have you here this morning. And for our listeners, you may not know it, but September is National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month and National Cholesterol Education Month. So we're talking about the importance of eating healthy this morning. And just to familiarize people, in case they're not aware of the branch, it's an organic vegetarian cafe. What exactly does this mean?
Well, it means that we do have animal products, eggs and milk and butter and things like that. But the menu is all vegetarian and has been since we started 20 years ago. And so we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. And then we also have 2 pastry cases that are all handmade, homemade, with organic flour, free-range eggs, yummy ingredients. We kind of like to have the healthy meal and then finish with the killer dessert. And we also have a full organic fair trade coffee menu, American coffee, but also cappuccinos and the full Italian range and Vietnamese and Cuban coffee. And so we have all the coffees, all the food, and all the pastry, I guess you could say.
And when people step foot inside your restaurant, I know especially for a lot of the men out there, they're like, oh my gosh, this is a vegetarian restaurant. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to find anything that is going to work for me. But once you get them in the door, it seems like their attitudes quickly change.
Oh, you're sweet to point that out. Yeah, I think there's this notion that, oh my heavens, it's vegetarian, there's nothing to eat. Nothing could be further from the truth. Most of our customers aren't vegetarian, and meat eaters, you don't need meat every meal. And so really all I have to do is, if I can, I see a lot of women drag their husbands and partners in there. If they can eat the biscuits and gravy, they're mine. Right? They fall, it's a short fall from there. And the food is incredibly nourishing, and we recently added 4 vegan gluten-free power bowls. Okay. One of the things we've noticed over time is that there are increasing food allergies. And I know you mentioned at the open, Amy, that it's National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. One of the things we've also seen is that children have more and more issues with allergies, diabetes, things that we didn't really think about 20, 30, 40 years ago are becoming much more prevalent now. And so we very much want to make the food affordable for families to bring their kids in. Sure. We have like 4 high chairs and a rocking horse. We very much want to instill healthy eating habits at an early age. Doesn't mean you have to be vegetarian, but it does mean you have to eat your vegetables.
And know what they are.
Yeah.
Right. And it can be really hard because we do live in a world where there's temptation after temptation. It seems like everywhere you look, there's some new food out there. But a lot of times the foods that we choose to eat are highly processed. They have a lot of sodium. They have a lot of sugar in them. And the list goes on and on and on. And there just seems like there is that increase of food allergies, childhood obesity, and just increased health risks from eating these, really unhealthy foods, not just one day of the week, but 7 days a week, 24/7.
Yeah, well, there's temptation everywhere. But it's, I think, important to try to have in mind maybe the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time you're very mindful of what you're putting in your body, because really eating healthy is our best chance at having a great day and having a healthy body and having a healthy life. But that 20%, I mean, there are going to be times when, of course, you want the cake, you want the cookies, you want, the burger, whatever, the fast food. The problem becomes when that becomes a lifestyle choice and that's all you're eating. And so we try to offer an alternative to that. and also to not only use as much organic, local produce, non-GMO, and non-processed food, but to support the local economy by supporting the local growers, the local farmers, the local chicken farmers, to really not only build a healthy body, but to build a healthy local economy, to build a healthy community. The Long Branch is more than just food. It's really a gathering space for the community as a whole. All people, black, white, straight, gay, we don't care. Just come, even if it's just for a cup of coffee. It's really a space, a gathering space for the community, as well as having, all these, healthy food options. But I think we're playing a bigger game than that, too.
Exactly. And you guys have been doing a lot of stuff to promote healthy eating in your restaurant. You recently did a community-style survey.
Yeah, we did. We did a customer survey a few months back, and we had over 400 respondents. We were pretty impressed by that. And I would say that the vegan community is a very vocal minority. And so it was very clear that we needed to up our game and add more vegan options. So we added 4 vegan gluten-free power bowls. Bowls are kind of huge right now. So we brought the carbs way down, brought the veggies way up, made them chunkier, kind of doubled the offerings. And then we also put different finishes on the bowls. Edamame, cashews, mung bean sprouts, things that we weren't even carrying before, and also different sauces. So the 4 bowls are actually all quite different from each other, and I would encourage you to try them all because it's kind of easy at the branch to settle on something. You're like, I like this, and then you kind of never move off it.
But you do have a big menu.
It's pretty huge.
It's hard to make up your mind sometimes.
Yeah. And easy to get stuck.
Yes. And was the outcome of this survey what you anticipated it being, or did you get completely different results than maybe you thought going into it?
It helped us to dial in. We also moved to an all-day menu because we used to have breakfast, lunch menu, and then we'd stop that at 4 and then have a dinner menu. And what we found is people want what they want when they want it. And also we got kind of tired of telling people, like, no, you can't have it. You have to, come back at 5. And so we wedded the lunch and dinner menu and moved to an all-day. It helped us to dial in which dishes. We couldn't keep everything and do that. And so we moved some things to, like, dinner specials. And so it was interesting to find out what the favorites were. Of course, had to keep like spicy Chinese noodles and, things that there might be a mutiny if we got rid of. So, yeah, I think it just helped us kind of refine how we looked at, our business. And the Power Bowls have been a big hit because they're big and nourishing, but also after you eat it, you feel good, And they're so big that sometimes it's almost like 2 meals in one. You can eat half and take half with you. So I think it's important. I grew up in Southern Illinois, and I know that many people raise families on minimum wage jobs around here. And we're really trying to make healthy food affordable for the common person and also for families. Because it's a splurge to eat out.
Right, it is.
Very aware of that. And so we're just trying to, we started with, 3 or 4 employees. We have over 30 employees now. And so we're trying to just feed people healthy food, teach them how to make it, pay them to stand there and make it rather than just bringing in factory food. And so it's, it's one part education, one part community building, one part healthy eating. And so it's complex, the relationships.
It sounds like it. And, why did you feel like right now was the time to go and make some changes or tweaks to your menu?
Well, we're lifelong students, and there's that if we're doing it right, there's sort of an endless refinement process that we're all engaged in. At the Long Branch, it just shows up in the food. So it's like we can we can up our game. We can make it healthier. We can do this better. So it was just taking a hard look at that. Also asking for input. So often I think we kind of steal ourselves off from input because we sort of don't want the feedback. But it's a good practice to inquire, to listen to what people say, and think like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I was wrong, or maybe not even wrong. Maybe I could do it better. And so it's just an engagement in that process, and then also wanting to serve the community. It was the 400 respondents were people who were filling out cards and giving them back to us, right, or responding on our Facebook page. So it's really building a relationship with the community and responding to what people say they need. And as I mentioned earlier, we see a greater and greater need around food sensitivities and allergies, and also just addressing the health crisis in this country, and how food choices. To be healthy, the number one way to approach that is through your food choices, and then it ripples out from there. Of course, exercise is incredibly important, but you can't exercise your way to health. You kind of eat your way to health, and then you also have the energy to exercise, and it's a build.
Exactly. And I know you've touched on this a little bit this morning, but why is it so important to offer good food to your customers?
Why? I guess at the end of the day, we want to feel like we did something decent, and that we made our best effort to serve the community. I grew up raising chickens. I know the difference between a farm egg and a factory egg. And so even though it's much more expensive, I serve, free-range local eggs because I know too much. I know the condition of the hens, the farmers, what's happening to the land, what's happening to the soil, what's happening to the people dealing with a farm chicken as opposed to a factory chicken. These are all, interconnected relationships. And so, we're values driven. I mean, at the end of the day, of course, we have to at least break even, or we're not going to stay in business. But we're not driven by the bottom line in that way, though we have one.
And what do you hope the reaction is from customers when they try the food off your menu, maybe even for the first time?
The reaction, people love our food. You can taste anything organic tastes better. It's full. It has more flavor, and anything made by hand, you're like, whoa! This is a homemade butter biscuit. This is not, something that came in off an 18-wheeler. You can taste it immediately, and so I just want people to be relaxed and happy and feel well fed, and I think it comes down at the end of the day to happiness and feeling empowered to, I sound like Oprah here, to live your best life.
But it is true. And the Long Branch is kind of one of those main staples in the Carbondale community. And if someone's listening this morning and doesn't know exactly where you folks are located, tell that to us.
Yeah, we are on the north side of the historic town square, right next to the railroad tracks and right next to Global Gourmet.
Great. And you guys are open 7 days a week?
Yes, 7 days a week from 7:30 in the morning until 8 at night.
You probably don't get very much sleep.
You'd be surprised. I sleep well at night. I live on a farm down by Cobden, and it's pitch black and quiet, so I sleep well. And I'm a happy person, so that helps you sleep better too.
And Elaine, is there anything else you would like to mention? Maybe I forgot to ask you.
No, I think we're good. Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate you having me in this morning, and very thankful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tried to get in as much information as we could, but Elaine Ramsayer, General Manager of the Long Branch Cafe and Bakery, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And I'm going to take a short break, get you some announcements, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Good morning, this is Alicia with the City of Carbondale here to bring you this week's calendar of events. On Thursday, September 26, 2019, the City of Carbondale is launching a new Citizens Academy program. Classes will be held on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at various city properties. Participants will have the opportunity to interact with city staff, tour facilities, and learn more about how city government works. The program is free and open to anyone 18 and older. Class size is limited to 20 people. For more information, please call 618-457-3229. And on Saturday, September 28, 2019, become a superhero at the For Kids Sake 9th Annual Superhero 5K. The For Kids Sake is a local nonprofit that supports orphans and students in Bangladesh. Be a superhero and run or walk for a child in Bangladesh. By pre-registering for the event, creating a team, raising money, and winning awards. Your registration fee and any money you fundraise will go directly towards supporting children in Bangladesh. Come out on the day of the event to enjoy food, vendors, and much more. All proceeds from this event will benefit For Kids Sake orphanages and schools in Bangladesh. Whether you walk or run, we'll see you there. And on Sunday, September 29th, 2019, SalukiCon will take place at SIU Student Center. The SalukiCon is a general comic, sci-fi, fantasy, pop culture convention featuring celebrities, artists, and craftspeople, tabletop gaming, e-gaming, cosplay, and lots of other activities. The mission is to create an affordable, family-friendly event that showcases SIU and Southern Illinois, all while having a great time. The 2019 dates are Saturday, September 28th, and Sunday, September 29th. Look out for special pre-con activities on Friday, September 27th. For more information, please call 618-453-5714. For information on these events and others, please visit our website at wdbx.org, or you can reach us by phone at 618-457-3228. Thank you and have a great week.
Good Monday morning to you. The time now is 10:17 a.m. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale. I'm your host, Amy Fox. You're listening to Talk of the Town, the show. And I have Anita Hutton, the president of the Carbondale Lions Club, in studio this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, absolutely. Nice to see you, Amy.
Good to see you, too. And we are talking about all things food this morning. I'm making myself really hungry. But we are talking about the Carbondale Lions Pancake Days coming up this weekend. Hard to believe it's already here.
That's right. That's right. And as Elaine mentioned in the last segment of the 80-20%, we're the 20%. So we invite people to come to the Carbondale Lions Club Pancake Breakfast. As Amy said, it's this Saturday, September 28th, and Sunday, September 29th. We serve on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And this is a long-standing tradition here in Carbondale. How many years has it been going on?
Oh, my gosh. Well, we bought... You need to come see the turntable that we cook our pancakes on. It's a one-of-a-kind. Since we're at a radio station, I will say it's a giant turntable. There's not one vinyl that would fit on it. But it was purchased in 1958. That's 1958, and we've been using it ever since.
And it can produce quite a few pancakes.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I'm sure it takes a lot of helping hands to make an event like this go on. It's held at the Town Square Pavilion right here in downtown Carbondale.
Exactly, exactly. We'll set up Friday afternoon and then be ready to open Saturday morning. All the Lions get that big tent. You'll see a big tent, and then we have... what would they be called? Kind of like drapery around the pavilion. So if it is raining, you can still come in and be dry.
Right. Don't let the rain hold you up from coming
not
and
at
enjoying
all,
a great breakfast.
Not at all. It's a good breakfast.
And it is very low cost. Adults are $6 and kids 12 and under are $3.
Exactly.
And you're getting a good breakfast for the price.
Absolutely. Because you have pancakes, sausage, your juice, coffee, milk, and you can come back for more pancakes. Sometimes if we have extras and there's nobody there, we'll walk around the pavilion and if you want an extra, we'll put it on your plate for you. Yeah.
And why is an event like this so important to the Lions Club?
This is our major fundraiser that we do. So all of the net proceeds from the pancake breakfast that we hold in the fall and spring go back into the community. For instance, we will help support the Newman Center Thanksgiving meal that they do. We give money to Good Samaritan Ministries, to the Women's Center, to This Able Veteran, to help with the bingo night at the Veterans Club in Veterans Hospital in Marion. Trying to think of some of the other local ones. We do have to, as a Lions Club, we do also have to support Lions International initiatives, and Lions Club are supporters of diabetes and vision. And our club, Carbondale Club, along with the Carterville Club, recently purchased a vision screening machine, so we're able to screen children ages 6 months to 6 years to see if they should probably go see an eye doctor if they have some vision issues.
And I know you guys had an event, I want to say last year or early this spring, and I just remember that was such a eye-opening experience, something that really had never been offered before in the local community.
With the vision screening?
Yes.
Yes. And we, just at the beginning of this fall school year, we were at Parish School for 2 days to do vision screening, and then recently at the Boys and Girls Club to do some vision screening. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And it really seems like the Lions Club is community-minded.
Absolutely. The motto of the Lions Club is "We serve," so that kind of tells it all.
True.
You know, 2 words. And for pancakes, we also serve those as well. And the Carbondale Lions Club was chartered in 1921, so we'll soon celebrate 100 years serving in Carbondale.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. And when you look at the names of those chartering members, it's names that a lot of Carbondale people know. A lot of the buildings on the SIU campus are named after some of our charter members. Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys are always looking for new members or people to come check out the club.
Absolutely. We meet Fridays at noon at the Civic Center for a meal and a program. And we are definitely looking for members who enjoy serving in the community and also learning things. I've learned so much being a member of the Lions Club just from all the guest speakers that we have. And it's besides the pancake breakfast, we paint fire hydrants in Carbondale, which is a lot of fun, believe it or not. And of course, the pancake days are fun, the vision screening. We'll do, some of our members helped with the Green Earth and rebuilding one of the bridges on one of their paths. So we've just done that. A lot of our members are also involved in other community service projects, which you can imagine are great. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't rest very much.
No.
And, is there anything else you'd like to add about Pancake Days, things that people need to know or expect come Saturday and Sunday?
Just to know that the pancakes are served fresh. So if there's a long line, you might have to wait just a few minutes while the pancake makes its way around that giant turntable. But you can, we do have a screen inside the pavilion so you can watch your pancakes being made. Cool. I will say that the sausage are the best that I've ever tasted, and it's due to our secret cooking technique, which will remain a secret for right now. It's a great way we see a lot of repeat people and people who come and just want to chat with one another. And it's interesting when the weather's kind of shady, rainy, we seem to get more people than when it's a nice, beautiful day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how many pancakes do you think you'll have to produce?
Well, we mix over 200 pounds of pancake mix, and we have over 200 pounds of sausage. There's over 24 pounds of butter. So, after Elaine's talk, this may be on the other side. And I can't even begin to imagine how many gallons of coffee and juice and milk that goes on there. The pancake mixers start at about 5 o'clock in the morning, mixing up the pancakes. So we're ready by 7 to start serving on
And
Saturday.
so the breakfast starts at 7 a.m. and then that's on Saturday. And when does it go to?
It ends at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So if people like to sleep in, have other
Sure.
things going on in the morning, they can still come out
Absolutely.
later in the day.
Absolutely. And then on Sunday, we start serving at 8 and also end at 1.
Okay.
So if you have things to do in the morning, you can still come by and eat by 1 o'clock.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And if anyone has any questions or would like more information about the Lions Club here in Carbondale, who's the best person to get in contact with?
They could contact me if they want, or the Carbondale Lions Club does have a website. And if you just Google's a wonderful instrument, Google that, it will show all of our upcoming programs. So if there's a program that's of interest and you'd like to come try it, if you'd like to come to a meeting, you can certainly be our guest for a meeting, and we'll pay for your lunch and see what we're like.
And Anita, what's the best part about being involved in the Lions Club from your perspective?
From my perspective, I think I'll go back to the motto of the Lions Club of We Serve. Some of the things that we do might seem small in comparison with, I don't know, say a huge disaster where the Red Cross comes in or something like that. But the small things that we do are of benefit to that one or two individuals that we're helping. For instance, we assisted an elderly lady who was losing her eyesight, and her son asked if we could get her a talking watch. Very small thing, but to that woman, it was a big thing. She could still know the time. We got a watch that told the date, the day, the time, and all of that. Helped another individual who needed also a talking watch and a new walking cane, who's blind in the community. The vision screening, I think, is a wonderful thing. And we may not see a lot of children, but to those parents, it's an important thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And how many years have you been a part of the Lions?
I started in the Lions, I believe it was December of 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, so coming up on 7 years.
Wonderful.
Yeah. We have some members who are celebrating their 50 and 60 years.
That's
so
crazy.
yeah,
That's
so it goes
awesome.
from all of it. Yeah.
Right, but I have to say the Pancake Days is one of the highlights or staples of
Oh,
the club.
yes, yeah.
And once again, if listeners are just now joining us, Carbondale Lions Pancake Days going on this Saturday, September 28th, starting at 7 a.m. and going until 1 p.m.
Yes.
And then also, again, on Sunday, September 29th, beginning at 8 a.m. and going until 1 p.m. at the Carbondale Town Square Pavilion in downtown Carbondale.
Yes.
Parking right in front of
Sure.
the pavilion,
Yeah.
free of charge. So come on out, rain or shine, you folks will be there, serving
will
up
be
lots
there.
of pancakes, lots of sausage, lots of coffee, you name it, you'll have it. So proceeds going back to support the Carbondale Lions Club and directly supporting the local communities.
Exactly, yes. Thank
Anything
you.
else you'd like to mention, Anita?
I can't think of anything. Do you have any other questions?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think you did a good job of covering everything. We try to get
Great.
as much stuff in just a short period of time. So.
We hope to see lots of people this
Yes,
weekend.
and hoping for good weather too.
Yes.
Looks good so far.
Great.
So we'll see. Anita Hutton with the Carbondale Lions Club. Thanks so much for joining me
Thanks,
this
Amy.
morning.
It was a pleasure.
And I hope all of you will have a great day, and we'll be back next Monday.